Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into the psychology of money mastery, and the core idea? It's really simple but so powerful. Your financial success, it actually starts in your mind, way before it ever shows up in your bank account. So let's jump right in. Okay, let's kick things off with a really big question. If we're all capable of making more money, why do so many of us struggle with it? I mean, really struggle. Well, the answer has almost nothing to do with your paycheck and everything to do with this ancient survival mode programming we've all got. And that programming, that's exactly what we're going to dig into in our first section here, Your Brain on Money. We're going to look at how this ancient operating system in our heads tries to handle modern finance. And spoiler alert, it usually doesn't go so well. See, here's the fundamental problem. Our brains, they evolved to find things like food and safety. So they trigger fear or excitement around resources. And today, money is the resource. Your subconscious doesn't see a 401k or a mortgage. Nope. It just sees danger and reward. So when the stock market dips, your brain reacts with the exact same panic as if you were facing down a tiger. And that bonus check? It hits an ancient reward button that screams, "Spend it now." So this whole conflict plays out between two kind of competing systems inside our skulls. You've got the emotional brain, let's call it System 1. This is your autopilot. It's fast, it's impulsive, it's totally fear-driven. This is the part of you that makes you overspend or chase after some hot new trend. Then you have the logical brain, System 2. This one's slow, rational, and deliberate. It's the one that helps you plan for the long term. And here's the key. Money mastery is basically the game of letting your logical brain drive the car while the emotional brain just rides shotgun. And the real danger here is when our emotional brain gets stuck in what's called the scarcity loop. You know that feeling, that deep, nagging sense that there's just never enough? Well, that belief triggers stress hormones, which then lead to things like panic spending or borrowing. And the craziest part, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. The fear of not having enough literally causes us to create the exact financial problems we were trying to avoid. So where in the world does this scarcity loop even come from? Because let's be clear, we're not born with it. It's programming. It's stuff we picked up a long, long time ago, usually without having a clue. I mean, think about the things you heard as a kid, right? How about this one? Money doesn't grow on trees. Now, to a little kid's brain, that isn't just some casual phrase. Nope. It becomes a core belief, a subconscious rule that says money is scarce and super hard to get. Or what about this one? We can't afford that. When you hear that over and over again, it starts to build these invisible walls around what you think is possible for you, what you feel you even deserve. Each of those little messages shaped the financial identity you have today. So how do you know if you've got some of this old scarcity programming running in the background? Well, ask yourself this. Do you ever feel kind of guilty about wanting more? Or maybe you get a raise or a bonus, and you immediately feel this need to spend it all, almost like it's a hot potato. Maybe you find it hard to charge what you're really worth, or you have this secret fear that you'll lose everything you earn. If any of that sounds familiar, listen up. It is not a flaw in your character. It's just programming. And the good news is, any program can be uninstalled. Okay, so this old programming, it creates these things called emotional money traps. And these are the things that quietly sneak in and sabotage even the most brilliant financial plans. And according to the text, our financial lives are pretty much dominated by three big ones: fear, guilt, and greed. Fear's the one that makes you freeze up and avoid taking a smart risk. Guilt whispers that you're not worthy of having more, so you kind of push it away. And greed? Oh, greed is that voice that says more is never enough, trapping you on a treadmill of wanting. It's like we're always caught in a dance between these three. So, how do you get out of these traps? Well, let's take fear, for example. The way out is to change the questions you ask yourself. See, fear's default question is always, what if I fail? Or what if I lose it all? But you can consciously swap that out for a curiosity question. Instead of, what if I fail? Try asking, but what if I succeed? Instead of, what if I lose it all? Ask, what can I learn from this? It's a tiny shift, but it opens up a whole new world of possibilities. And that really gets to the heart of it. Emotion makes people buy. Wisdom makes people build, right? Emotion is all about that instant gratification. It's reactive. But wisdom is proactive. It's the part that understands real wealth isn't about buying stuff. It's about building something over time with calm, steady action. Okay, so this is all great in theory, but how do we actually do it? How do we rewire our brains? Let's get into the step-by-step framework. It's a really simple but powerful 3-step process. Step 1 is just awareness. That's it. Just notice your thoughts about money without judging them. What's the story you're telling yourself? Step 2 is to challenge that belief. Ask yourself, is this really true? What if the opposite were true? How could I make that happen? And finally, step 3 is to replace it with a new truth. You literally install a new empowering belief, and you do it through repetition. And we can actually speed this whole process up using some proven mental tools, like affirmations. But here's the trick. You have to really feel the truth of it, like, I am worthy of abundance. There's also visualization. Just spend 2 minutes a day really imagining your ideal financial reality. It gets your brain comfortable with the idea. And maybe the most powerful of all is gratitude. When you focus on what you already have, you shift your brain out of lack mode and into sufficiency mode. It's a game changer. So, when you do this stuff consistently, you're not just thinking new thoughts. You're actually building a whole new mental architecture, what the author calls the wealthy brain. And this is so important. This is not about faking it till you make it. This is about building real, earned confidence through something called the confidence action loop. It works like this. You take one tiny, small step. That action gives you real-world feedback. That feedback becomes hard evidence, actual proof for your brain that you can do it. That evidence builds genuine self-belief, which then empowers you to take a slightly bigger step next time. It's a powerful upward spiral. And here's why all this mental work is so absolutely crucial. Get this, 95%. That's how much of our daily financial behavior is run by our subconscious. It's our invisible operating system. So if you don't upgrade that 95%, you're always going to be fighting an uphill battle against yourself. It's like trying to run new software on an ancient computer. So when you boil it all down, the single biggest takeaway is this: money follows mindset. Your external financial world, it's just a direct reflection of your internal mental world, period. And that brings us to the final thought I want to leave you with. Your financial reality is a mirror. It's just reflecting back to you your deepest beliefs. So the question is, what do you want it to reflect? What do you really want to see?